What's up? What's up? What's up? Back in the garage again. It's Wednesday night. It's like 10:30 or so. Back on my bull crap already. I'm gonna work on that radiator, getting it bolted in, build me a little bracket. Shouldn't be the end of the world complicated. Hopefully not. Anyway, also got a sweet box in the mail that we'll open in a little bit. That's what I want to finish tonight for sure. If I get anything else done after that, great. But for sure, I want to get this radiator mounted in, solidified, and done. So at least most of the cooling system will be complete. So let's get at it. All right, these are the factory radiator bracket thingies. I was going to try to reuse them because they work. But the thing is, they don't fit now. Obviously, they're way off from what they're supposed to be. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off here. So this is just a 90 down. Then I'm going to straighten it and bend it in the other direction so that this piece will be pointing up. And then I'm going to screw it to this lip right here with some self-tapping screws. And then I'll have this sitting on the radiator, kind of clamping down on it. And it'll be screwed in, not moving, and hopefully holding tight. And then after I do this, we'll give it a rip and a tear and a pull and see if it breaks or falls off or not. Then we'll know if we got it right or not. So first thing I'm going to do is cut this bottom off. All right, so here's what I started with, which was basically the radiator bracket that went over the radiator and attached to here and clamped down the radiator. So what I've done is I've cut this off and I've bent this up 90. What we have left is this. It's not perfect and I'm going to work on it more later, but the point is it's completely fastened down now. I just cut off the excess, which was this, bent the ends of the brackets in a little tighter, tightened this up, tightened up all these turns, and screwed it into the front here and put 1 5/16 screw in through the bracket of the top of the radiator here. It really didn't need it because it was in there pretty solid, but now that I did that, there's very little wiggle there, and I have a rubber bushing in there, which I'm pretty happy about. There's also foam tape at the bottom still. Where's my level? I've got a level somewhere, a degree wheel, so I can see how unlevel or level it actually, there it is. In the damn toolbox, duh. Like, I don't know what else I can do except be really, really close. So, sure, it could be perfect. But you know what? Like a 1/2 degree of angle is pretty good considering the car's probably not sitting totally level. And the thing's been wrecked. So, I like it. Once I paint that, it'll be fine. I'll paint it black. You won't even know. No one will care. But I spent exactly $0 on that. So, that is a fastened in and completed radiator, radiator assembly. Now I'm still going to take this, which is the bottom part of the radiator. I'm still going to take this and cut some pie cuts out of it and angle this. Or try to find this size pipe in a 90 and cut this end off and try to make it turn a little better. Oh, or take it to a radiator shop. I don't know. Maybe that would be cheaper. Just take it to a radiator shop, tell them put a 90 on it, a tight radius 90. So, next, that went way faster than I thought it was going to go. So, I say we go on to the next project, which will probably be maybe fixing the shock bolts on the back, putting these bigger shock bolts in, because these are the actual real shock bolts. I just left the stock ones in there for now, but these have a much bigger shank on them, which will be the correct ones. So how about we do that next, get some drill bits together and a drill and make it happen. Okay, in living color under the car, we're at the rear shocks now, and this is the bolt that I was going to use. As you see, it's got this large shank that's already built onto the bolt. All right, so what I got right now is the shock that's in there And the bolt that's with that is actually too small for the hole of the shock. So it's got some slop in it. I'll show you here. Right? No bueno. So what I've done is I actually found some spacers that I had that are dang near, I get this thing over here, sorry, it's a little tight under the car here, identical size-wise to the spacers that would be on here. So I'm just going to take the shock bolts loose here, slide this shock out a little, put this spacer in that is going to correctly, there we go, and put our bolt back in. One-handed now, look at there. Come at me, bro, one-handed. And that's some high-level skill right there, y'all. All right, back wrench on the old shock, because, you know, why not? Hit it with a little impact. Nothing to it, y'all. Now look, I'm shaking the whole car and there's no movement except what the bushing's got. The poly bushing there. Much better. Problem solved, everybody. Just needed a 50-cent bushing. So let's get the hell out from under here, please. All right, rock and roll. Let's open a box. So, managed to save a couple pennies, do a little bit of work extra, and I decided I would make a purchase because I haven't bought the parts in a while. And I splurged a little bit. So the first thing we got is some freaking packs of air. So stupid. A AEM fuel pump. This is a 380 liter per hour. Tell you the part number crap in a minute. Hang on. I know I said I was going with Bosch ones, but I decided to not be a total cheapo. They come with a AN fitting. That's pretty dope. They come with some terminals. Dope. And here's the pump. It's an external pump because I'm going external with everything. Pretty sweet. It's got some moisture protection oil all over it. Maybe that's fuel. I don't know. Whatever. It's nice and heavy. It's an 044 style pump though, so it will fit in the little bracket that I'm going to buy off eBay. This is wicked sweet paperwork. Now, whatever. Doesn't really say much about anything. No, that was the wrong paperwork. Fail. Here's the correct paperwork. I'm an idiot. All right. AEM 50-1005. There's multiple different pumps. The 50-1005 comes with AN fittings on the ends, and you can change them to the ones you'd like. It tells you what you're going to do as far as horsepower is concerned. Focus. Well, I'll go ahead and tell you. It says right here 900 horsepower to 1100 horsepower, half-inch hose or -10. I'm running -10. And it tells, you know, 500 to 800 horsepower if you do 0.43 line, which would be 3/8 or -8. And then 0.34, etc., etc., etc. Quarter-inch hose. We're not going to do quarter, I promise you that. We're doing -10 feeds. And there's your different optional accessories you can get, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do 2 of these pumps. I just bought one for now because I got a good deal. I'll tell you what I paid here in a minute. There's our receipt. Thank you, Summit. And we got another big box down here. There we go. It's stuck down in there pretty well. Let's flip this box over here. Bam. Now we have the table. Oh, that was loud. Make sure we can see there. Yeah, we can. All right. We have the torque converter. Oh, yeah. All right. So this is Summit brand 10-inch dual anti-balloon plate 35 to 3800 stall turbo 400 torque converter. I talked to multiple different guys over the last week and a half or 2 weeks about what converter to use. You can't go cheap on a converter, everybody says, and I kind of agree with that. Thing is, this is a budget build. This isn't build the fastest car for the most money, right? So there's plenty of options. I got this converter for $381. Get out of my face. Right there on the receipt. $381. The fuel pump was half that price, $150. I got it that cheap because I had some coupons and I was able to cash them in and I got free shipping. Otherwise it would have been more. So this is part number SUM 700361. Right there is the Summit converter number. There's multiple different ones. This is just the one I went with. It's got the double balloon plates for nitrous or turbo. And of course, we're doing turbo. So I talked to multiple different guys, like I was saying this week. So I talked to a guy who has big block Chevy on nitrous. He uses this identical converter. I talked to 2 other guys. One guy has a big block nitrous Chevy who uses the converter above this one. That's a higher stall, a 4,000 stall. And then I talked to one other guy who runs a small block Chevy stroked with turbo. He uses this identical converter. He had a nice converter and it ended up not being installed right, so he went with a different one. And he liked this one because it was cheap and he's had it for 2 years and he's been killing it and it hasn't died yet. And that's good enough for me. So I think that's what we're going to go with. It was a good deal. Couldn't pass it up. Gonna have to buy it eventually. So went ahead and bit the bullet and bought it. I think that's about it. So let's wrap this thing up because I'm sweating like a pig and it's hot and I'm tired and it's late. All right. Once again, thank everybody. It's been awesome. I've got lots of comments. I had someone send me something for the first time ever, which was awesome. Thanks. I'm going to keep plugging away at this thing. I know there wasn't a lot of stuff in the last couple of videos, but you know what? Sorry. This is all tedious stuff and it's hard work and I work a lot. So, you know, this is the real world. The real world. We all have to go to work and do this. We can't just sit around and work on our car all day. I wish I could. And I really wish I had air conditioning in here because holy hell, it's been nasty this summer. So, next video probably won't be this car. It'll probably be the four-wheelers again, ATVs. I had a couple guys message me and ask me to do another video on the front shocks. I have 2 of the identical four-wheelers sitting in the building out there, and I want to compare them one to the other, and then we can actually see what it looks like. I'll swap the shocks onto the new four-wheeler. It's the same one, just newer. And that'll give us a comparison of how to do it again. It's simple. And the next time we work on this, we're going to work on cutting the trunk up and getting the fuel cell mounted. And we'll plug right along because the next thing we're buying is fuel system stuff. I'll get all the fuel system plumbed. Once I get the fuel system stuff plumbed, it'll be wiring. The last thing we'll do is build our transmission. I just got the converter because it was a good deal. I still have to get the valve body and the clutch kits for it, and the drum and sprag. Then we'll have a built 400. We'll have, that was a big B. Wow. We'll have a built 400. We'll have our built motor. We'll have our turbo, wiring, fuel system. All we need is a battery and fire, and at least run. Then we'll have to do our cage. We still got to do our cage. Lots of little tedious stuff. Don't worry about all that. We'll get to it eventually. We're not in a rush. I just want to go fast soon. That's all. So, thanks again. Here's the videos to watch. Like, comment, subscribe, share. If you'd like to send me something, send me something. If not, it's all good. We'll build it one way or the other. Thanks again, everybody. Next time, we'll see you. Peace.